The gleaming spires of Nexus Prime's financial district stretched toward the artificial sky, their surfaces reflecting the holographic advertisements that painted the air in brilliant colors. In the penthouse office of Zethkari Industries, the most powerful being in 3 sectors was about to make the deal of the millennium. Barris pushed his cleaning cart down the marble corridor, his human coveralls marking him as invisible to the alien elite who ruled this world. The sonic mop hummed quietly as he worked, just another piece of maintenance equipment in their perfect corporate machine. But his ears, those wonderfully sensitive human ears, caught every word drifting from the executive conference room. Inside that room, Zethkari the Magnificent, a towering Vorthak with crystalline scales that shifted through the spectrum, leaned over a holographic contract display. Across from him sat Melissa Tran, the only human to ever reach executive level in a major galactic corporation. Her dark hair was pulled back in a severe bun, her business suit impeccable, but Barris could see the tension in her shoulders. "The terms are quite generous, Miss Tran." Zethkari's voice resonated like grinding stone. "Your little human mining operation on Kepler 442b will be fully integrated into our empire. Your people will have steady employment, guaranteed housing, medical care. All we require is exclusive rights to the quantum diamonds your species discovered there." Melissa's fingers hovered over the signing pad, her face carefully neutral. "The compensation seems fair. My people will benefit from Vorthak technology and infrastructure." "Indeed. And the contract duration of 500 standard years ensures long-term stability for both parties." Barris froze. 500 years. He'd heard enough Vorthak contracts to know what that meant. He'd seen what happened to the Centauri when they signed a similar deal. Within a generation, they'd become little more than indentured servants on their own worlds. The sonic mop slipped from his hands, clattering against the corridor wall. "What was that?" Zethkari's massive head turned toward the door. "Just the cleaning staff, sir," Melissa replied, but Barris caught the slight tremor in her voice. She was nervous. Good. That meant she still had doubts. Barris knew he had seconds before security would investigate. He did the only thing a desperate human janitor could do. He knocked on the door. "Excuse me," he called out, affecting the broken standard that aliens expected from human laborers. "Sorry to disturb, but there is problem with cleaning chemicals. Very dangerous mixing. Need evacuation of building, yes?" The door slid open, revealing Zethkari's annoyed expression. "Human, this is highly irregular. We are conducting business of extreme importance." "Yes, sir. Very sorry, sir." Barris bowed repeatedly, playing up the subservient act. "But chemicals, they make gas that eat through Vorthak lung crystals. Very bad for breathing beings like honored Zethkari." Zethkari's scales shifted to an alarmed orange. Vorthak respiratory systems were notoriously vulnerable to certain chemical compounds, a fact that Barris had learned during his years of invisibility in their corporate towers. "What chemicals?" the billionaire demanded. Barris rattled off a string of compounds that would indeed create toxic gas, though he'd mixed no such thing. Was told to clean executive level with new industrial strength solution, but warning label, it say not to use in enclosed spaces with crystalline-based life forms. Melissa stood, genuine concern crossing her face. "Perhaps we should postpone—" "No." Zethkari waved a massive claw. "Human, fix your mistake immediately. We will conclude this business." But Barris wasn't done. He stepped closer, still playing the worried janitor. "Oh, honored sir, that contract you signing is very similar to one I cleaned up papers for in legal department yesterday. The Centauri one, yes? The one where the small print say that after 20 years, all mining rights transfer permanent to Vorthak Empire, and local population become essential workforce with no rights to leave planet?" The temperature in the room seemed to drop several degrees. Zethkari's scales went completely black, a sign of Vorthak rage. "Human, you overstep your bounds severely." But Melissa had gone pale. "What small print?" she demanded, her executive composure cracking. "I've reviewed this contract thoroughly." "Oh, Miss Human Executive," Barris said, still maintaining his act while pointing at the holographic display, "is on page 847, subsection 23C, the part written in ancient Vorthak script. Same clause they use on all species too primitive to read proper legal language." Zethkari rose to his full 3-meter height, his crystalline scales now pulsing with dangerous energy. "This human speaks lies. The contract is exactly as presented." But Melissa was already manipulating the holographic display. her fingers flying through pages of dense legal text. Corporate executives didn't rise to her level without learning to read contracts in multiple alien languages. Her face grew paler with each page. Article 847, subsection 23C, she read aloud, her voice barely above a whisper. Upon completion of 20 standard years, or upon extraction of 75% of available quantum diamond reserves, whichever comes first, all mining rights, processing facilities, and essential workforce shall transfer to permanent Vorthak Imperial ownership. The silence stretched like a taut wire. Essential workforce, Melissa repeated, her voice growing stronger. Meaning my people become slaves. It is standard galactic commerce law, Sethkari rumbled, but his confidence was wavering. All species require proper supervision to maximize efficiency. Barris dropped his subservient act entirely. Except humans don't consider standard galactic commerce law to be particularly standard when it involves enslaving entire populations. We've got this funny habit of reading the fine print and asking uncomfortable questions. Melissa stood slowly, her executive training warring with human moral instincts. The compensation offered, it's not payment for mining rights. It's payment for purchasing human beings. Your species will be well cared for, Sethkari insisted, but his scales had shifted to defensive purple. Better than your current primitive existence? No, Melissa said simply. She reached over and deactivated the signing pad. No deal. Sethkari's roar shook the windows. You cannot refuse. The economic benefits don't outweigh freedom, Barris interrupted. See, that's the thing about humans that you corporate types never understand. We're really, really stubborn about not being owned. You are making a grave mistake, Sethkari warned. No other galactic corporation will offer such generous terms. Melissa smiled, the first genuine expression Barris had seen from her all day. Then we'll manage on our own. Humans have this annoying tendency to survive and thrive without help from self-appointed galactic overlords. As the Vorthak billionaire stormed from the room, his crystalline scales cycling through every color of fury, Melissa turned to Barris. Thank you. How did you know to look for that clause? Barris shrugged, picking up his sonic mop. Invisible people hear everything, and we humans have this habit of looking out for each other, executive or janitor. He paused at the door. Besides, someone has to keep reading the fine print. As he returned to his cleaning, Barris smiled. Another day, another alien corporation that learned the hard way. Underestimate humans at your own peril. Even the ones pushing mops. Especially the ones pushing mops. After all, who better to clean up messes than the people everyone assumes are too stupid to notice them being made?